who is been leading you on a trade route as an escort mission to take you guys essentially to the other side of the Eastern Coalition, Eastern Hessian there, over the village of Riverbrook. You accepted at a rate of 300 gold a day, and about a decent way into your second day, you were accosted by bandits, which you aptly decided to intimidate and push your way through them by any means necessary. Surprisingly, without any violence, with the grace of a few good rolls and a little bit of violence, a little bit of dick getting kicked in. But you ended up making your way all the way more or less peacefully and pacifisty to the village of Riverbrook, where you bunked down for the night after a fairly piecemeal dinner, made your way up, rested for the night, and since it was so dark out, you couldn't really get an amazing layout of the city, but you found a way to an inn, bunked down for the night, all in, I believe you chose one big room this time. And here you are, about mid-morning in Riverbrook to get a full night's rest, probably around 10 o'clock in the morning, as you all wake up, and again, there's that heavy smell of cooking food, and this tavern, there is a fair amount of noise coming from down below, just general revelry and just people enjoying their time at this tavern here. But you guys wake up. It's the first thing you guys are doing this morning. You would know that. Oh, there we go. That the person who hired you would be bunking down here and would more like than not be staying downstairs as well.
So when I get up, I like do my usual wake up. I believe I fell asleep on the floor too, so I'm well rested.
You're very well rested somehow.
As a monk, you always sleep on the floor. That's the best night's sleep you ever get.
Sure.
Yep. And then what I do is I immediately skip breakfast and I start walking around the town.
Oh, you're just going right out, walking around?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm actually going to, I would say rest for about 15 minutes over that 8-hour mark to complete the long rest. Get as early of a breakfast as I can, and then head over to, the dock, where the dock area would be at, and just kind of see if there's any, or how many people are going to be heading downriver.
Okay. So as you're kind of putzing around the area, you see there's a fair amount of traffic coming through the city in general. What originally looked like more of a one-sided area actually spans both sides of this pretty large river. Say the river itself is probably about 30 to 40, pushing 50 feet from side to side. So it's a fairly large river, and the city itself is broken in half along this river. It seems like the side that you're on is more commerce-based. So there's a lot of different shops going around, a lot of people going out of their business. It's very much in the center of this fairly well-traveled trade. So this is pretty much the hub for this area. It is a very up-and-coming area. The other side of the river, as you're kind of looking around, seems more residential, to put it lightly. It's very cramped. I'll say it's packed in, a lot of people living in this area. And that being the case, it's a little bit difficult to kind of work your way through there and see who's going about their normal routine and who's kind of working down the river. But you do see, as you kind of approach the dock, that there are several different barges that are going up and down every hour. It is a very busy port here. You do notice that the water, generally speaking, is flowing south. So the people who are pushing north they're kind of struggling to get that last little leg up to put it back to dock. But it's a fairly busy docking point. I'll say it's not busy to the point of not being able to maneuver and function here, but it's a pretty busy and bustling area.
Okay.
Question, can I taste the water somehow? Can I get close to the water and taste it?
Okay. You taste it. It is fresh water. It's just water. It's this far in, there's a hint of salt. But this far in, it's mostly diluted. Like
The character is puzzled.
like you can
Well, he's not puzzled. He's experienced freshwater before, but
yeah, I'll say I hope you
I'll say he's more disappointed.
Like you can see you can see the other side of the riverbank. This isn't like a mile long thing. Like
This ain't exactly the Mississippi.
yeah, this ain't exactly Mississippi.
Are there like any obviously sticking out like boat captains?
Not really, and also aren't really boats as much as just several rafts. I'll say
Okay.
it's not necessarily meant for large shipping, but there are several different like larger rafts that they will pack their supplies, strap it down, and then just have one or two people guide it and ship it downriver.
Yeah,
So they're not necessarily large boats; they're just large platforms floating in the water that they're pushing down and guiding down the river.
I was just thinking more in terms of like a fishing vessel, mostly.
There are a couple, but most of the fishing here is just done off the dock or farther down, just off coast, just fishing
Okay.
off there. Like there aren't
Okay.
very many people sitting in the middle fishing. There's a couple like families that have like very slight, like they're not looking for any big hauls, looking for a couple of fish to eat, kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there anyone that's like tying up their raft right now, or like looking there, trying to like load stuff up to get going?
You see a couple people who are kind of hooking everything up and hitching and moving, but it's a very fast-paced process. Everything that's happening is just to get people in and out as quickly as possible, so there's not so much hang up, so that this area doesn't get clogged. You kind of get the sense that this area is very much a like if anything stops for longer than it's supposed to, things are going to get backed up. But once things get backed up, there's no unclogging that until everything shuts down the next day. But if you'd like to kind of give it a little bit more of a deep look, you can make a perception check for me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. 13.
13? Yeah, pretty much just what I told you.
Okay.
It's very much a, like, people are business, they're looking down at their work, and it's just, let's go, let's go, let's go. We can't get behind schedule kind of feeling here.
Okay.
What about the rest of y'all that have been chilling?
What do my tattoos?
Oh, here it is. Here's the question. Well, here's one thing. I just want to ask this general question. Are they always exposed, or do you have them wrapped in some way? Like, this is mainly just, do you want to go into a different chat to discuss this, or would you rather it just be general for everyone to hear? Because if they're exposed, then I'll just say it for everyone, but if they are covered in some way, then we'll pop into a different chat and talk about it.
I'll just say they're exposed.
Okay.
She's not trying to hide them.
Yeah.
I did ask about magical ringworm last time when you were looking at them, so
That is true.
We're out.
All right, so this morning it's kind of back to its shifting forms.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check for me as you're kind of looking them over.
+4.
18.
18. Okay. So you wake up in the morning, you give a stretch, you just kind of look over yourself a little bit, and it flashes for like barely a second. You like barely catch it. You see what almost looks like a dragon head kind of just flash across your forearm before going back into its normal undulating patterns. Like it's very brief and doesn't stay, and then it just goes right back into its kind of twisting design.
Okay. After noticing that, I'll just go down for breakfast.
All right. You go down, it's a very, like I said, this area is a very bustling place. So it's a little bit packed, but barkeep sees you coming down and just lays out a platter of food for you. Just basic hot breakfast, complimentary, nice and easy.
And during breakfast, I'd like to copy the map that we have into kind of my own book.
Yeah, for sure.
I am going to wake up after long rest and wake up a little slower today. I'm feeling my age a little bit, but I'm gonna head downstairs and grab some food and start to clean my bow and kind of just look around the tavern, see what I can see.
Are you looking? Excuse me. Are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just kind of scanning
No.
and seeing?
I'm just trying to see like what types of people are all here, just kind of scanning for threats like I normally would.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
A whopping 7.
7. It's, as I said before, it's a very busy area, and you kind of get a little bit of that, like, okay, there's a lot of people here. It's not what I'm used to, and just kind of your mind just kind of starts tripping you out a little bit. But it seems like a safe area. Say everyone in the area is very welcoming, and just kind of trying to share the news of the day and bring everyone kind of in that close-knit community. But again, just like with everyone else, you pick up, this is a very no nonsense, very business oriented area.
Definitely feeling my age today.
You're middle aged, man.
Hey, once you hit 30, you never go back. So I hear anyway.
And Peace, you doing anything special this morning? You just kind of going with the flow.
I'm gonna wake up and go downstairs. Is there anyone like behind the counter for breakfast and stuff?
Yeah, it's the same person that was there the other night. Just a tall human who's just kind of everyone who's coming down the stairs, just kind of laying a plate out, like it's just complimentary hot breakfast for everyone that's been staying the night here.
I just saw Finn in the background. Hi.
Yeah,
Finn.
he's chilling right over there.
Arm.
Yeah, JD, I've been
Arm,
petting your cat
that's
with
it.
my mouse, so
How dare you? Yeah, no, he's kind of. I think he might be trying to go to sleep actually. It's kind of
Aw.
eyes closed.
Okay, sorry. I'm
Yeah.
easily distractible, as you know.
All right,
I'll
you
go
want to
up to the person behind the bar. Pardon me. Can I ask
Yeah,
you?
yeah. He kind of stands up a little bit straighter and faces you directly.
You get a lot of people through here, right? Have you seen a woman about 5'9", dark skin, long hair, might have gone by Petra?
See him kind of rack his
I'm
brain.
doing my
a bit.
best. I'm gonna go into more unexplained depth about what Petra looks like to the best of my ability.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of looks and says, well, I get a lot of people through here, like you said, but can't say I've seen anyone of that exact description here. At least not recently. My memory is not what it used to be.
All right, thank you.
My pleasure. And then goes back. And about this time, you see anyone who is still in the tavern. I assume you guys are sitting more or less together. At this time, you do see the little halfling kind of run up to you guys with like a hefty sack in hand, kind of like cradling it so no one sees or takes it, and just kind of runs around. Excuse me, right here. I never got to thank you last night because we all went right to bed here and kind of slept through the night. But you got me here safely, and I really appreciate that. And surprisingly, you didn't stab anyone, and nobody died. And being someone who's not prone to violence, I appreciate that. No. I don't necessarily like the whole killing aspect of things, but I want to say thank you, and here, and he holds out a hefty sack, the assumed to be your payment. You take it, and as agreed upon, there's a large amount of gold in there. He gave you 700.
But I can count.
He gave you 700 gold pieces.
2, 3,
Oh God, no!
4,
We're not doing this. We're
5,
not playing these games.
6, 9. Shit.
He just kind of like looks and just kind of looks over at the others. It's like, well, since I appreciate what you did for me, I gave you a little bit more because I made my deliveries here, and they gave me a little bit more for the speedy delivery with no no hiccups or anything, so I gave you a little bit more than promised.
Thank you. Your generosity is very appreciated.
And he kind of looks around. It's like, I see the rest of you aren't here, but I would really appreciate it if you guys help me out with one more little thing, if that's okay with the rest of you. Well,
I'll wait for all people to come back and we can talk it out.
Oh, okay, and he kind of like takes a seat next to you, but is like deliberately trying to stay farther away from Lilith as he can. And just kind of like trying to sit like on the opposite side so they're as far away as possible.
How's that ringworm doing?
What's up?
I asked, how's your ringworm doing?
My ringworm.
Yeah, because remember last time you
Oh,
were like,
yes, my
your arm, and I
tattoos.
was like, that's some fucked up ringworm, dude.
It's doing fine. Luckily in the same spot and hasn't really gotten worse, so no need to amputate.
You really get that looked at.
Yeah. For a moment this morning it seemed that it looked like a dragon, so I don't know. Maybe something to look out for?
I see ringworms.
I'm
I
sorry,
don't
can
like
you
that
repeat?
idea.
Everyone has their religion.
it's about this time. Let's say, just for the sake of brevity and keeping everyone together, at this point, you guys, both Rain and Tethys, come back from your excursion out in the town.
Yeah.
Just kind of get everyone.
Before I come back, what's the weather report for today? Is it bright and sunny? Is it cloudy?
You see there's some clouds off in the distance, but it's not, doesn't seem urgent. Like, it's a pretty sunny and bright day with an occasional cloud cover. But I'd say 20% chance of rain, I'd say, spitballing.
Alright.
But it's a fairly clear day for the most part.
Okay.
Before I leave the dock areas, I'm just gonna kind of like throw a quick glance over my shoulder and just kind of like scan the crowd again, just to kind of make sure that there's not somebody in particular that's sticking out to me.
Make a perception check for me.
14 this time.
Yeah, you're looking around. It's, as I said before, it's a very busy town. So the crowds are a little bit difficult. Even with your height, it's kind of difficult to see through the crowd to look for individuals or look for anyone particularly sticking out.
Okay.
But everyone's kind of crowded together, and it's a very busy area. But you do see, it being a busy area, there are several different kinds of businesses that are open that could have several different kinds of people in them and several different options. So there could be things going on. You just don't necessarily notice them.
Okay. Is there any like small, almost like stands around, like little vendors, basically?
There are. Every once in a while, you see that there are people who, similar to what you guys would have done originally, is there are smaller stands for merchants that don't have the money to have a full building, or they're just traveling through the area. So there are quite a few stands that are spread out, almost like in a central market area. They're kind of circled around, where that's a little bit separate, maybe 100 feet from the rest of the like the row of shops. There's a small little circle of carts that kind of acts like a traveling merchant, almost like a farmer's market kind of thing.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to one of them and ask, hey, do you know of anybody that's going to be traveling downriver here soon?
He kind of looks around, like, I don't know about anyone who would be traveling in particular that's not already taken. It's very busy down there, but I did hear if you have a merchant with you, or if there is a merchant that has some goods to ship, it's not too difficult to get a barge down there, as long as you're willing to pay a little bit to rent the barge and bring it back in one piece.
All right, thank you.
His head quickly goes back over to a couple other customers who've been waiting and quickly helping him out.
Before he dips, I'm gonna tip him a copper piece for the info.
And he kind of like nods his head at you as he slides it across and puts it in an apron.
And then I will head back.
Yeah, with everyone regathered, the halfling kind of looks up at all of you and just kind of waits patiently for everyone to gather. As well, back to what I was saying. Miss half elf lady, and then kind of looks between the two of you and like, that one, pointing to Peace. Because I don't think you guys ever formally introduced yourself to this poor man. and kind of looks at, well, a bit of a business proposition for all of you, if you don't mind. I have one more stop to make, if you want to call it a stop. It's more, I got a job to transport something somewhere, and I was hoping that you guys, being the kind of people you are, especially being able to do what you did last time with the band of thieves without not necessarily killing anybody, but still scaring them away. I was wondering if you guys could help me one last time, just to kind of get me a little bit farther, because this is very, very lucrative, and I you guys got some money. I'll be sure to pay you guys. We can discuss prices later, but I just need someone to help me get a little bit farther down south with some very precious cargo. If that's okay.
Did I make it back in time to hear him say all
Yeah,
that?
you guys are all
Okay.
together.
Yeah, we're all
Okay.
here.
I'm gonna squint one eye at him and be like, "What things?"
Just things. There are several different merchandise that are coming through this area, and I just need to transport it south. Apparently, there's a really bad band of either bandits or plague or sickness or something going on to farther south. I want to help transport some things down there, medicines and magical supplies and such.
It's a lot of options for danger. It's a pretty wide
It's pretty vague.
wide range.
And he kind of like quickly pulls out the map that Lilith has been looking over and copying down. Kind of looks at it. It's like, we're here, and points to Riverbrook, and kind of goes down to Millgrove. This is where we're traveling here. So my plan was we could either travel by land on the other side and go down here, but that might take a little bit longer since there's no set road there. It's about 2 to 3 day travel there, so a little bit longer. Or if you want to take a little bit more, it's a quicker route, but it's a bit busy at times, and sometimes it gets a bit dangerous with everything happening. And it's a little bit easier for people to see you. But if we go down the river here and take a barge, and he kind of follows his finger down the path of the river, it should only take maybe a day and a half at most, a day and a half. But I'll pay you well.
If hypothetically we were to take this job, I feel that we should take the land route, considering the various possible dangers awaiting us farther south.
Wait,
I'd say we take C.
which path was the faster one? The C one?
Faster is taking a barge down.
Okay.
Longer would be traveling kind of like, it's not that there's no roads. In fact, that no one really takes those paths. So it's more like animal trails and stuff.
I'm going to opt for the C route.
I'm more comfortable on land, but I'd rather get it done faster.
And he kind of like looks
Considering
up.
precious cargo, though, hypothetically, the more criminal variety would delight in taking those products and selling them to those who need them and have to pay any price to get those. So
Well,
going seaward would be considerably danger, in my professional opinion.
Well, we wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be displayed that we would be taking these places. It's not like there'd be like a large sign on top of it that said we have precious supplies. They would just be in boxes and barrels. It's not like we would be like waving a flag around.
Get around. You don't think they wouldn't know by the time we were 100 feet down the river what?
Well, why would they know? There's no reason for them to know. It's not. You guys aren't going to tell anyone, right? And I'm not going to tell anyone. So.
Those shipping manifests. I've paid a good pretty penny to look at a shipping manifest before.
He looks like very like, why would anyone do that? Everyone here should be respectable. He just kind of looks very like downtrodden by the fact that you're bringing these things up. Well, if you maybe you guys could help with that maybe, and try to keep it on the down low somehow, and maybe we could kind of spread. And he gets kind of like bundles up a little bit and looks physically uncomfortable now.
Well, we are still in the hypothetical, so I think our first question should be, should we take this job? I personally would prefer to take this job.
Looks around. Well, that's one. That's three of you have already said that you want to go a certain way. So I assume that means you'll help.
I've never agreed upon it.
Well, but three out of the five of you did. That's
Give it a minute.
kind of like shrinks down a little bit again.
We'll like pat his shoulder and then just kind of be like, quiet.
Yeah, I am just like stone faced to this, so I'm just like I'm just questioning his motives more or less.
Yeah.
I'll look over at Rain, be like, and then look at Lilith, say, "What do you think?"
How much money are we getting?
Well, if I would say we could either go. 1 second, and he kind of like runs out of the building real quick and starts like rummaging through stuff. So you guys have a minute to talk in private here without him in the area, but he kind of ran out and looked like he was going to collect a couple of things.
You guys ask for half up front.
That's a good choice. Yes, we should do that.
I agree with this.
Clear by me?
Notice my grammar too. Staying within character.
That is a lot.
Should we want to stay in the mercenary business? People in need often have the most money to find.
I guess that's fair enough.
And about this time, he comes like rushing back in with like a large stack of papers and just kind of sets them down. So like rapidly flitting through all of them, and eventually finds a couple of pages that he would want, like that he wouldn't be opposed to showing anybody. It's right here. It has the cost of buying, and here is the cost of selling, and he kind of goes down as well. That means
Your words, funny man.
I could give you guys total for the trip if we do it all at once. We could give you about 1,300 gold for the full trip.
So you
And
don't
that would-
have money now?
Well, it'd be when we finish. So when you get me and the goods safely to Millgrove, and he
Do you
starts
have-
nervously wringing his hands.
Do you even have the money for what we just did?
Well, I gave you the money. I gave her the money for the last job.
Okay.
Shake. Wait.
Good.
He says
Oh, no.
1,300, and I just get the biggest, scariest,
Yeah.
toothy grin possible.
You give the Cheshire Cat grin.
Yes, exactly that. And I'm just
But
gonna
it-
like
it-
slowly nod my approval.
I don't have the full 1,300 now. This is if we get there once it sells and everything, then we can talk over everything. But if everything goes well and everything, we get down there safely, then I'll have more than enough money to pay you everything. And you just have to get me there safely, and then
How
everything
long-
will go.
He likes to talk a lot. How long does it take to sell?
Not long. It's just a delivery mainly. I just take it down to the supplier, and the supplier buys it off me, and then he sells it to the town. So I'm a middleman really. I take the goods one place, move them, and then they take it off me. Then I go somewhere else, and then they give me. And then I go somewhere else, then they give it. Then I go somewhere else.
Yes. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Understood. Go away for a second.
Okay. And he just kind of like walks a little dejected, but based off of the prior experience you guys have had together, just walks away like a good like other side of the bar, kind of starts like nervously talking with a couple of other people.
I'd say this is a pretty fine deal. Do you think?
It came through the last time.
She
Yeah,
has a point.
shouldn't be a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. So, River or land?
I have business that must be concluded by the end of today, so I 100% opt for river.
River is fine with me.
I'm good for an experience.
We do take that route. We are going to have to be very careful and very wary.
Yes.
As soon as it's known that there's need anywhere, demand increases. Most intelligent thing this character has probably said, just as
She may be illiterate, but by God, she understands that.
high
He knows
wisdom, low
words.
intelligence.
She knows words, not written words.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We'll
I was
agree
telling
on-
someone about that, and they're like, if you don't want her to know something, just spell it out, because she'll be like,
Just pass a note back and forth.
well, you could be like, oh, I don't think we should KILL him, and she'd be like,
Dab.
Oh, God. All right.
you know, like how you spell things out for dogs. Anyway,
We just agree on double watches again. Stay alert.
All right.
Sounds good
I
to me.
would like. He said it was what, a day and a half down the river?
A day to a day and a half. So if you guys would leave like this morning, you'd make it there by like midnight, depending on if there's any issues that happen along the river.
If
Something tells me that there's going to be issues down the river.
It's very different when the DM says that.
No.
Tethys, you said you had a business done by the end of the day. Regardless of which route we take, we're going to be there by midnight at the earliest.
Mm. No, that was just like a general that wasn't like him growling or
I was thinking,
anything.
I thought someone's phone went off.
If it's business here, I could. First rule of any job is to do your research, and I would like to get a read on the situation downriver, as well as pay a visit to the what's the guy who like is in charge of docks and stuff? Dockmaster? Is that
Quartermaster?
it?
I mean, quartermaster would be more
Quartermaster.
supplies, but quartermaster.
Master's on the ship,
Yeah.
but like the person who takes in all the shipping manifests
so-
and like make sure everything's documented.
Just call it a dockmaster and call it good.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably an official name for it, but
Google, here we come.
exactly.
Would like to have a couple words with the dockmaster, professional to professional.
And at this point, you see like
No trades
slowly,
without corruption.
slowly creeping his way closer to you guys, just kind of like trying his best to stay kind of hidden, but more just like trying to get closer to you guys. You do see him just kind of like worming his way closer. And at
Biggest
that-
eye roll of my life.
It is a
and just-
dockmaster, by the way.
It is just Dockmaster.
Yep.
Yeah, he quickly, after you like wave him over, just kind of like looks it up and just plops right back down where he was sitting before. And just, he doesn't say anything, but just kind of like looks at all of you. You can tell he has that like, I have something I want to say, but I'm not going to say it because the lady next to me might stab me.
Us?
But have you guys made a decision? Are you guys gonna are you gonna help me?
I think we were gonna tell you regardless of if you asked.
We can secure the funds. We'll do it.
And you see he just gets this like very uplifted and just like, okay, I'll get everything ready. You guys can stay here and here, and he pulls out like a smaller pouch, just kind of lays it on the table. That's for thank you, and then just kind of books it back
Nope.
out.
Travis Collar.
He just, that whole like Looney Tunes thing where he kind of like runs in midair for a second before just like going back.
We are still deciding when we are going to leave. I figure you might want to know the answer to that before you scamper off.
Okay. And just sits right back down where he was. Yeah, you
Place
physically
him back
just
in his
put him back down.
All right.
Just, like,
I would
just,
like
just,
to
rapidly looking between all of you.
if we're gonna take the river route, we need to scope it out before we put precious cargo and this little guy on it and we head down there blind.
Fair enough.
Do you suppose we do that?
Get a word, try to figure out what's the rumor from coming down south, and pay a visit to the dockmaster. Those are the two main things I would want to do before I went down there.
Sure. We also need to know the trustworthy nature of the boat captain.
Exactly. I say we split up, couple to a team.
Okay.
I nod my head in agreement.
Again,
So,
he's just kind of
Dr.
like,
Fry, what business did you have that you need to get done by today?
I have someone I must see down in Mill Grove. That's all I can say.
Not getting there by the end of the day regardless. Are you alright leaving tomorrow?
No.
keep in mind, it is still like fairly early in the morning at this point.
Yeah, we still have the rest of the
Like,
day.
you guys, it is still maybe like
15.
10 o'clock.
Well, we'd be going in there blind.
At great monetary risk.
I mean, if we would rather go on land, I'm happy just marching down there myself.
It's not that we're trying to hold you back. It's the earliest we could get there is by tomorrow morning.
Man, my character's not making this easy being indifferent and all that.
Yeah.
It's a group of 5 and one's indifferent.
Yeah.
It's a 2v2.
I'll start by going down to the dockmaster and shit. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Leonin man.
Tethys. Tethys.
I have
Tethys.
them all written down. Me too.
Can start walking if he chooses, but I'd say we could talk to people pronto, see if we can leave soon.
I think we could do the basic and leave as soon as possible within a few hours.
The ship captain and dockmaster should have some rumors from the state of the river, so should be
Alright,
a
well, I know
one-stop
I'd
go.
like to talk to the dockmaster. I've met many a corrupt official in my life.
Oh, we're wasting daylight. Let's get it done.
And as you guys are kind of picking up, he did leave another pouch on the table, another 300 gold.
1, 2,
God damn
6,
it. So
9.
you guys now have 1,000 gold to distribute between yourselves however you want to.
Oh, we should probably divvy that up now, huh?
200 each.
Yeah, 200
Yep.
each.
It sounds good to me. Let me add that to my character sheet. Hold up.
Yep, I was just doing that.
Feels good.
Yeah, I don't like my players being poor. So I'll give you a little bit. I've had to deal with poor characters in the past. It's a
See, the thing is,
bitch.
I like poor characters, so.
Yeah.
You
My
can
character
give
Very
your
much
money to
playing a
someone
poor
else.
character.
Little do you know, things are fucking expensive, so you're gonna spend all that money real quick if you buy anything.
Fair enough.
Like if you look at the fucking spread of magic items in general, it's just like, oh, this thing, oh, it's like barely better than what these people already have. All right, 7,000 gold. It's like, holy
Alright, now that Rain has the most money he's ever had in his entire life. He goes hits the town to buy something.
Anything in particular you're looking to buy?
I am looking for a magic item.
Just in general?
Yes, like whether it's spell casting or a magical weapon.
Okay, make a perception check for me. Actually, investigation. You're kind of looking around a little more.
Okay. Well, I just rolled perception, so just
Oh, you
ignore
fool.
that.
I mean, you can just take that roll and add whatever your investigation would be.
Yeah, because that's +0. 11 plus 1 is 12.
All right, yeah, you're looking around. You don't find any shops that specialize in magic items and spellcraft. You do find a couple of shops. One of them is more of just like a general store that you see there are a couple weapons and stuff. You wouldn't know if they're magic or not, but you do find an apothecary as well that might have something magical. But you don't find any definite, this is a magic shop anywhere nearby. And you do find like a blacksmith, but again, nothing indicating that anything would be magical about it.
I bow my head and I'm just into the apothecary and I enter.
You walk in, and it is a very well furnished apothecary. There are several things lining the walls, different vials, herbs, and anything you could essentially dream of having as far as herbs and like secondhand remedies would go. So you look, there's cells, poultices just lining the walls all around you. You walk in, there's this just heavy smell of just herbs and aromatics. It's it makes your head a little bit like get a little bit lightheaded, a little dizzy walking in.
I hack at the fragrance. I'm just
And you walk in, you see there is a human woman standing behind the counter, just kind of like leaning on her hands, just looking at the door, waiting for someone to walk in. As you look around, there is no one here. So this place seems a little bit, it's very well furnished, but you can kind of put two and two together that the smell of it itself is just completely off-putting to everyone. Because it is...
It's like a perfume shop.
I'd say it's like walking into like a Sephora, where you just get that just like of once you walk in the door. But she's just sitting there, it's like, oh, hello. Can I help you? And just kind of starts talking.
I'm just looking.
Okay, just kind of like leans back a little bit and just sits back. And just her eyes don't leave you as you start walking.
All right.
And as you're looking around. Exactly. And you see there are several different advertisings for different items. Most of it's just basic remedies, poultices, things like this will cure a headache. This like essentially yield Advil and shit down the lines.
All right.
But eventually you do come across a couple that are kind of like sectioned off from the rest. And there is one that is in more like an ornate glass box that is just this opaque white and like slightly opalescent, like white and silver flask vial. And then next to it, outside of the box, there are four, there we go, that's the number. There are four potions. Look like they're just very red pigmented potions.
I pick up the opal colored bottle.
That one it's in a locked glass case.
Oh, gosh dang it. I press my face up against it. I don't call her over. I'm just like...
Well, she notices. Please. She kind of looks like,
how could you tell?
You see something you like there? And it just leans over.
The white bottle.
Oh, that. That's a little something I had put together. It's real nice. It's real nice. Like just like how you look. It's real nice.
I just want to say I have a charisma of -1, so I'm not the handsomest person around.
You're the only person she's seen all day, bud. Potentially
Damn.
all the week.
Damn. I asked.
And a Ganassi at that.
What does it do?
Well, it's a special little thing. If you put something in it, you put a liquid in it. There's nothing in it now, but you put something in it. By the end of the day, or by the beginning of the day, it'll refill itself.
How much is it?
For that,
For you, I'd say 450 gold.
200.
She kind of she stops her swaying. Just stops. Nah.
My reaction too.
Now, young man, you do know that is a very hefty discount. What you gonna do for me?
I know. Nothing. I'm just staying deadpan.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah, really.
Give on charisma.
Oh no.
Wait, what was it?
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Okay.
Gonna hit 2 20s.
2 nats.
Holy shit.
Hmm. Oh well, this will not.
Alright. Oh fuck. 4.
Where's that? 4?
And it's
She
gone.
just like goes back to Swanks. I think 450 sounds a lot better.
What are the red potions?
Oh, those are just standard healing potions. Nothing too special about them.
How much are they?
Just 50 apiece.
Take 2.
That's not a problem. No, just 100 gold pieces.
I like throw down my money. I like have to scoop away like 3 extra gold pieces or like several others that have just like fallen out. Like, oh.
You fumble a little bit, hand the
Yeah.
money over, and her hand just immediately just goes right back. Just like swoops
a
it on into
vacuum.
like a container beneath it and just goes like right back, just like staring at you like deadpan in the eyes.
Alright.
Is there anything else you want, dear?
I'm gonna leave now. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Be sure to come back.
I'll
And,
try.
all right.
And I leave.
All right, so you leave. You can go ahead and just add 2 standard healing
Yep.
potions or potion of healing. I think it's called D&D Beyond.
Yep. And subtract 1.
I hated everything about that.
Now, if any of you motherfuckers want potions, here we go, bitch.
I hated how close you got to the camera too. It was
Yeah,
like,
right?
Well, the best part is, like, my desk is here. So if I want to do a lean, I have to kind of, like, get, like, real fucking close. I already had a big nose, but by God, it gets gargantuan by the time I get close to the camera.
Oh no.
don't worry, it applies to other parts too when you do that.
I wish. It's hard to make that bigger.
Oh no.
Anywho, so Rain got a couple of potions and a creepy experience.
Yep.
At what cost? At
Well,
what emotional
To us, it
cost?
might be creepy. To him, he's just kind of.
It's just day to
I'm
day.
very deadpan. Just.
What are the rest of you
I
guys doing?
want 2 health potions.
What are you doing, lady?
What are you doing, step bro?
Here's your 100 gold.
Heading down to the dock.
Bro, I'm stuck in the
Dang.
cauldron.
All right. You head down to the docks, and just like was explained before, it's a very bustling and busy area. But you can find your way over to a dockmaster without too much trouble. So there's a couple areas that everyone seems to be like centralized, like moving to and from. But as you walk up, I assume you're just going straight to the dockmaster at this point.
Yeah.
Unless you're just like looking around. But yeah.
The head's
You
right
walk-
there.
You can walk around the dockmaster and you see there is a fairly long line of people going like in line just to talk to this guy. So like
Service.
five or six people lined up. Each one seems to be kind of going through just paperwork of delivering goods or receiving goods, but it's if you were going to talk to a guy that would know anything about the goings on, you kind of get the feeling this would be the person because he does run the day to day for this area.
Is there a like guard or anything by this dockmaster's office?
Yeah, you see there are a couple guards that are kind of patrolling the area, and one is stationed like right next to his stall.
So there's only one on the stall.
There's one next to the stall, but there are like 2 or 3 other ones kind of like patrolling the dock area. So there isn't a whole lot of like enforcement in this city. There's a lot of people, but the ratio of guards to people is a little bit slim.
Is it like just the guard that's keeping this guy company, or like does he look like he has an assistant or something?
There's an assistant that's kind of like taking paperwork and filing it for him behind him, but no one that's kind of just like relaxing around. Everyone that's doing work is doing work. Like they're scattering and kind of very busybody around this area.
Who went to the docks with me? I'm sorry. Or who'd I go to the docks with? Okay.
I'm there as well.
Yeah. The Hatfield. Oh, all 3 of you guys. The Hatfields
Yeah.
and the Hatfield. Everybody except for Rain.
What?
Short squad.
No. Are we?
Oh wait,
Oh.
no. I'm just Sam.
I was gonna say.
Disregard.
I'm gonna pull on the
Football huddle.
I'm gonna pull on the pant leg of the guy in front of us in line and be like, "Hey, have you heard anything about trouble down south?"
And he kind of like looks around, looks down, and he's like, "Oh, trouble down south. Nothing in particular. The main thing that would be worth talking about is Millgrove's seen better days, to say the least. It's we're on some hard times. Apparently, there's some kind of sickness running through the area, and a couple of bandits here and there. But all in all, nothing outside the usual. Just that one city, one township on hard times."
All right, thanks. I turn around to my people and kind of say under my breath, "We're not gonna get anything from these jabronis, so you gotta talk to that guy."
Okay, football huddle. Football huddle.
I'm just gonna put my big muscular arms around all of them.
I also just want to point something out. This might have been me from the first session messing up, but my height is 5'6".
Oh, so we're
Oh,
We're all
7 foot, and then everyone else.
Yep.
Not quite. I'm 6'4".
Okay.
But so we have to do you.
yeah, everyone has to
Everyone's gotta-
literally look up to you.
I'm like literally, I think I said 4'11" initially, so like literally almost half your height.
Yeah, I'm rocking a solid 3'2".
Wait, you're
What?
literally half my height.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't do conversions, man. It's a base 12 system. I don't know what that
He's
means.
3'2", I'm 6'4".
Justin, don't give me that look.
Okay, within the football huddle.
Yep.
If it isn't the dockmaster, there is a potential that the assistant could be skimming off the top. So I think we should split up and take them both. Me making issues that the DM probably didn't even have planned out.
Bitch, please.
I'm sitting here like, take them?
Talk.
Okay. Just need to be
No,
clear
we're
on
not
that.
gonna go on a murder rampage like a bunch of crazed hobos.
I would keep your voice down a little bit. We are waiting in line around everything.
It's okay. You guys are all like kind of
You guys
muffled by the
totally
amount of
watched last
fur
night
that I've
was
got
really
on my
wild
arms.
Murder hobos.
The audio quality in this huddle is peak because of how much further it is.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I guess we wait
I
in
see
line.
nothing in this huddle. I'm just like, yep. Alright.
I like to think that we're in a huddle, and then Tethys is like the umbrella to the huddle.
Yep. That is exactly what I was going for.
And as you guys are having this huddle, the line does like slowly move. You guys have to kind of like shuffle the whole huddle over
We're
as you're going.
shuffling the huddle with the line.
Nope. Even better.
What if we
We're not shuffling. I still my arms around everyone. I'm gonna pick everyone up at once and then shuffle a few feet and then put everyone down and then go back to the.
Okay, so we're getting picked up like a bouquet of flowers and
Yes.
moved along.
Exactly. Every time we have to move, I'm doing exactly that.
Fuck physics, I'll let it happen.
Yes.
Fuck physics. Sure, you might have to physically crush everyone into you, but I'll let you cartoon-esque pick everyone up from the shoulder. Why not? But yeah,
I'm like, dead serious talking. I think we should split up, and my little feet are just like dangling like 3 feet off the ground. Like, yeah.
But yeah, you guys, in the process of you guys moving down and having this conversation, the line is continuously shortening. Seems like it's moving at a fairly decent pace for the 5-6 people that were originally there. There's maybe 3 or 4 there now. So it's not like it's an intensive screening process for everything. It's pretty much I need to stamp on this. Here's the goods I delivered. Boom, next kind of thing. And as you guys are getting closer, you notice that the person behind on the stall is not exactly like a seaworthy person, so to speak. It is a tall, wiry, scrawny human who is quickly flitting through papers. If there was a definition of bureaucrat, it would be this person. So he is just this string bean who is just throwing papers over to a dwarf next to him, who is quickly taking everything, filing it, putting it in, and just continuously working and just filing everything after things get stamped and moved. But the line is moving fairly quickly, and if you guys are waiting in line, it takes maybe another 15, 20 minutes before you guys reach the front. And the man looks at you and goes, "Can I help you? What can I do for you? Are you delivering? Are you dropping off? Are you picking up?"
Just think of the Ghostbusters quote.
Fuck, I didn't think ahead. My pee break destroyed me.
And he's just kind of, after that little bit of a break, you see the impatience already starting to flare up in his eyes a bit.
I'll
We're
look
looking
and notice.
to head down south. I hear things. There's a high demand down there, and I want to like see how he reacts to that.
Make an insight check.
Fuck me. I was gonna think about it, and then I had to pee.
You didn't think while you were peeing? It's the best time to think.
It's the only time to think for me.
13.
13.
Not the best.
You can tell after him being in this business for what seems like as long as he has, he's kind of gotten stone-faced. The one thing you do notice is just the impatience, again, that just continuously comes to get like more and more defined on his face. And it looks like, well, yes, there's several things that have been happening down south. It's a veritable clusterfuck down there right now. But if that's all the business is, I would recommend you take it up with my assistant and kind of like jumps it over. I have a little bit of work to do here, and he motions behind you to this long line of maybe like 10 or 15 people now.
I'm gonna take who's ever closest to me and shove him in the direction of the assistant.
Who is getting shoved? You know what? Here, fuck it. I'm going to roll this.
I was just gonna be like, whoever wants to be next to me.
Anyone but the lead.
That's
Yeah,
you're not. That's Rain.
Oh no!
I rolled a 1, and Dalton is in my top left.
Oh
You're a
no!
natural 1.
Rain gets shoved over to the dwarf who is standing there. He's like, "Yes, can I help you?"
We are looking to go downstream.
Okay, are you looking to rent a raft? Are you looking to get a barge? Are you looking for more of a caravan situation? What are you looking for?
It's more of a question for my employer.
What are you?
I will follow him over there.
You guys, this isn't like a large area. You guys are maybe like 6 feet away from him now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk over there. Be like, we need some form of river transportation down south. We also want to know how dangerous this route is if we are in any kind of trouble at all.
If you want information, I think I'm the guy to help you out a little bit on that end. As far as getting the actual barge itself, you can kind of look around a bit. There are several different people here that need to loan them out or buy them outright, depending on what you're looking for, but I'm not exactly the one to be looking for that exactly. But for information, all day, I got you. What are you looking for exactly? Down south's, like you heard over from that man, a little bit of a clusterfuck right now.
Well, define that. What's going on down there?
Have you seen a large amount of people fucking in a small area? Can't tell what the fuck is going on there. It's crazy. There's a lot of shit going on that we don't know. Essentially, there's a large amount of people who've been getting sick, a large amount of people who are dying, and a lot of people who don't know exactly why they're dying and why they're getting sick.
Clearly not enough people drinking water.
I was just kind of like...
He looks over to you. We live on a fucking river.
I will, I'll look at him and kind of like narrow my eyes a little bit, and then I'll flip him a silver and be like, any word of bandits or anything like that?
He quickly snatches it. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Alrighty. Charisma is not my stat. That is a 17. And
Oh,
I say
then-
the two people who have the lowest charisma, I believe, are the ones who are trying to persuade this person. So
Yeah.
and my
Charisma
other
minus 1.
advantage is a 20, so
20. All right.
or my other
Yeah.
persuasion.
So he quickly snatches it out of the air and puts it in his pocket. Looks over, boss. I'm gonna be a little bit here. I gotta talk to these people in private. And he kind of nods his head, and the dwarf shuffles out the back. And
I'll follow right behind him,
well,
hand
how
on
many-
dagger.
how many of you guys are coming? Is your whole group migrating, or?
I'm gonna have been talking to the dock master while this
Okay.
is going on.
I'm specifically gonna look at Rain and wag my finger. No, don't follow me.
I try
Alright.
to follow anyway.
I'm.
I
follow.
think I'm the
Shove.
greatest to go.
Okay.
Shove.
I'll stay with peace then. I'll stay with peace.
All right. While they're moving away, peace. What are you gonna be talking about?
I'm gonna be like, we're carrying some sensitive goods, and I was just concerned that there might be an extra price for, in-demand goods. And I'm gonna like touch my coin purse and like look at them like the professional. When two professionals are like talking, but like there are other people around, kind of like,
All right,
Yeah.
hold on.
are you gonna do I need to bribe you? Or you?
He kind of looks at you a little bit knowingly. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. And just kind of like leans in a little bit closer.
I'm gonna like go like this, and I'm gonna like pop one of my gold earrings out without noticing, and then being like, "Well, it was great talking to you. We'll have our manifest in very shortly." I'm gonna
Well,
like hold out
hold-
my
hold-
hand to like
Hold on. Well,
Just
let's.
take my hand.
All right then, and he holds his hand out.
Greasing some palms with some earrings. That's fine.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, can I do this?
Oh, I'm mad. Hold up.
Ooh, okay. Natural 20.
Yeah,
Nice.
You seamlessly remove the earring and slide it over to him. He goes, well. All right. So, what exactly are you trying to?
I'm just
learn?
trying to be like, are you gonna try and sell us out if we give you some like really precious shipping manifest with like, in need goods, and then the earrings kind of a please don't,
Yeah.
baby, don't.
Okay. So he looks over to you and says, well, do you know who you'll be traveling with? Who would be the merchant behind this transaction?
It's going to be a halfling, kind of look ratty, clothes named Sengen. It should be on the shipping manifest when we bring it in later.
Is he the neurotic one that won't stop talking?
Unfortunately.
Well-
Yeah, well, someone has to protect him, right?
If that's the case, and you see him reach over to the little like bin that contains all the papers, flits through it, takes out a little piece of paper, and you see him take out a quill and ink, takes and strikes a couple of marks on it, and sets it aside. I think that should do it for you.
Well, I thank you for your patience. I'll get out of your way. Have a good day.
You as well. And then immediately
Okay.
goes to the people behind him and starts again the busy transactions that have been happening.
As we're starting to step away, I'm gonna like take one of my hands, dig into my coin purse, and behind my back flip him another gold coin.
All right. Make a dexterity check.
Straight deck
On
check.
the sly, he's a politician. He's responsible to the government.
17.
17. Yeah, you easily just reach by and just like,
Goods.
and it just easily falls like right on the counter next to him. He just swipes it up right away. Yeah. So as you guys conclude that conversation, it's just who's all going? Is it just the two of you
I believe so.
with the
Yes.
dwarf? So it'd be.
I am not with
No,
them. so-
it's all three
Okay.
of the others.
Okay. So yeah, you guys, he leads you away and kind of looks between the three of you. Listen, just between the two of us, or three of us, I should say. Four of us. Shut up. Between the four of us, there's been a little bit of an influx of banditry in the area, especially down by Millgrove. So if you're traveling south by barge, I definitely be a little careful. Keep an eye out. It's very it's a little dangerous the closer you look there. Up until about the halfway point, everything is very peaceful, but once you get past there, it's a little bit open country. Everything gets a little more free. There aren't as many people enforcing the law, and people can't really get to them. So, I'd be careful if you're on barge, but by the looks of you and your group, I think you'll manage if something does happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
But I'd definitely be careful. There's been kind of like looks around. There's been some strange word of strange cultists in the area. I'm not sure what that is all about, but something's been happening, and we're not exactly sure. The information network that we have isn't exactly running smoothly right now with all the bandits. But I'd say these bandits are a little more than just your run-of-the-mill bandits at this point. So, for the sake of you and for your coin purse especially, and your lives, be careful if you're taking the barge.
This will be fun. All right. And then I kind of like wrinkle my eyebrows a little bit and think. I don't say, but I think, how does he know so much?
You can make
Because he's paying them.
an insight
Yeah.
check.
My character trait is doesn't trust people
16.
who make more money.
16. You, as you're kind of looking him over and kind of wondering, how does this guy know so much? You notice he has several scars across his face and like what the exposed skin that he has. You can kind of put together this guy's seen some shit, and he's probably been involved in some of these things at some point in his life. But based off of his current position of being assistant to the dockmaster, you have to be able to be knowledgeable to be in that
Yeah.
position.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he's not corrupt and not kick his ass. All right, thank you.
My pleasure. And he
Dude,
looks to the
we're,
rest of you.
I'll go ahead.
Are there any ship captains that we should not trust?
Well, if you're looking specifically for something that is untrustworthy, really any of these fuckers. I'll say if you want the best bet of getting down south safely with no one spreading the word, so to speak, I'd just try to rent a barge yourself and take it down. But if you do want to take a captain with you, it'll cost you more, and there's more likely they'll be taking more money out of you later on. So I'd, if it were up to me and my decision for a group like you, you seem able. I'm not sure how many of you have been on the open water before, but I would try to take a barge yourself if you can.
Can you drive a ship?
Can I? It's been a long time since I have, but I don't think I'd be able to leave regardless.
About 50 gold?
Make a persuasion check.
Hey, guy at the hot dog stand, will you take me to the airport?
Yeah, we about to make
30,
this guy
20.
quit his job.
30-20.
30-20.
He kind of looks around a little bit. Goes, I suppose I might be able to work something out for you. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to go, but I can find. If you give me a couple hours, I might be able to find someone who's a little more trustworthy to be able to get you there. He's a bit past his years, but he knows where he's going and he knows how to steer it. But when it comes to a fight, I'm not sure if he'll be any use to you if that's what you're looking for.
Be fine. There's enough of us. Where should we meet this man?
I'll
Or person?
find him for you.
We're coming back
The,
to drop off the manifest.
Well, if you give me a couple hours, I'll meet you at the tavern you're currently staying at.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for the lounge there. You'll recognize him, I'm sure. He's a very tall, dragonborn man.
Mike.
No, this one's gonna be named Bob.
We
Bill.
all dragonborn mics before you came in.
Low-key not a fan of telling this guy where we're staying, but okay.
Trust me, he already knows where you're staying.
Oh, great.
Probably only one tavern.
The dude's
That's it.
fucking connected.
I'll say in this town there are like 2 or 3, but
okay.
most
Yeah.
of them are on the other side of the river. Like
And
the one that's on your side is like the only one, and it's always busy. And the other 2 are just kind of the, you know, the people who live there going for dinner, and then their guests staying the night kind of thing.
and a Leonin stands out anywhere, so I guess it makes sense.
exactly.
It makes
I'll
sense.
say
Okay.
Leonin in this area especially are not exactly a common sight.
Okay, fair
This
enough.
guy go to one of 3 places and be like, "Hey, you got a cat here?"
Yeah, pretty
Me
much.
too.
Exactly.
The inconspicuous halfling is really uncomfy.
Yeah, he kind of looks to the rest of us like, well, if that's all, give me 2 hours and I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to have an aras, is it okay if I just give you half now and the other half after we vet the man?
Well, I won't complain. And he reaches his hand out.
I'll give him 25 now and
All right. He happily accepts the payment. I'll see you then. And then quickly starts scurrying his way back over to the stand. You see him kind of like bump into the dockmaster a little bit. They have like a very brief discussion before he walks back out the back and starts heading downtown. All right. So what you guys doing? You guys have a couple hours before you have transportation secured.
As a random note, I had buttoned up my shirt to like hide my titty tat in the
Okay.
capital.
Okay.
But I'm gonna like unbutton it a little again so you can see just like the edge of it to know that like
Okay.
not specifically which one it is, but to be like, ah,
Yeah.
she's
cool.
fucking connected.
Yeah.
I've been reading too many mafia books, guys. I'm just like, everyone's corrupt. You can pay everyone off.
Oh God.
You're that conspiracy theorists online. It's
To
all
be fair, I
connected,
don't trust
man.
politicians.
All right. Well, you guys can have a quick discussion. I have to go to the bathroom real quick, so I'll be right back.
Word.
it's always different when the DM goes. The world
Yeah.
gets put on
Right.
pause.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm down to head back to the tavern. I don't have anything to do.
Same.
My money is literally gonna go back to my house and get buried in a hole. So
You know,
gonna
I just
try to
realized my
find a new
character's
one.
today.
Guys, earrings aren't taxable goods. You don't have to like
Yeah.
put them on your tax sheets. Someone gives you 50 or like $1,000, you're like, oh well, earring. Oh well, girlfriend left it at my house. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Big
All
brain
my
energy
income has
for
become
hate
earrings.
intelligence.
I started out this this campaign with only like 3 gold on me, but having like 50 buried in a hole in my house at my house. I was gonna try and like work it out so we traveled back past it, but this guy's paying really well, so.
Yeah.
But I did that because my character was literally only going into the town to buy a hammer and then going home. Then this shit happened.
Pulled
Right.
you into a life of fame.
True.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, with 2
Oh.
semi-criminals.
also, I totally forgot. I did a thing
Oh God.
because it's canon.
That's pretty. That's pretty full.
You absolute mad.
Oh,
lad.
don't worry, don't worry. 4 sessions from now, it'll be empty.
All right.
Christ.
That's
All
what
right.
I will do on Wednesday. Oh,
Nice.
I was gonna say, I'm just, if there's like any sort of like shitty pawn shop or something, I'm gonna go look for a new earring.
All right. That's easy enough. You can look around a little bit. It'll cost you like 5 silver to replace it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A new one that looks like it kind of matches.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's not exact, but no one will be able to tell unless they get real close.
Earrings aren't taxable goods. That's what I was saying. You don't have to explain that to the government.
Technically, all giftable items are not taxable.
Jesus Christ, here we go. Yeah. What you guys doing? Like I said, you got a
Mm.
couple hours, a little bit. You guys got a little bit of money if you want to go shopping a bit, or if you guys just want to chill out at the tavern for a little while.
I go back to the tavern, not for any food or anything, but because I just realized I forgot to meditate today.
All right.
I'm also gonna head back to the tavern.
All right.
So,
I'm gonna go back to the tavern and look out for any dragonborns.
All right.
I am going back to the tavern, going up to our room and doing my one knee prayer real quick.
you're T-bowing?
No. Sure.
Got
But
it.
no.
All right. Peace. You're just gonna head back to the tavern after you get your
No,
earring.
I'm gonna go get potions from the fucking creepy lady.
All right. All right. So you, again, it's not that difficult to find. You find your way through town and find an apothecary. And again, as you're leaving, or as you're walking up, you see someone leaving, and who just kind of like looks over their shoulder, and you hear very faintly, "Bye bye now." and
Creepy
again,
southern lady.
and again, you walk in the door and just sitting there, and he's just like, "Well, hey there, darling. What can I do for you?"
Do you have any health potions?
Well, if you're looking for just healing potion, I got a couple left down there. And she points to like the front of the desk. There's the glass case that has the opaque opalescent vial in it, and the 2 health potions sitting next to it.
What's the strongest one you got?
Well, if you're looking for the strongest one I got, she reaches beneath the counter and puts up a slightly larger one. So yeah, I got this one right here. It's a special blend of mine.
Can I ask a question since I saw this lady earlier? How old is she?
She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
as you kind of look her over, she's like 40, 50, like in her like
Okay.
mid to late 40s.
Alright.
Nice.
Okay.
The middle-aged lady who's clearly having a crisis and gets drunk and hits on everybody at the concert.
Exactly.
Heard.
That's different than what I was imagining.
Yeah. Well,
I
I'm
was
like,
imagining-
either she's
what is
like
her name?
60 or 30. Like,
Meg.
there's no middle ground.
I was imagining Meg from Hercules.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Jesus.
Consider if Meg started doing crack cocaine for like 20 years.
God.
That's
Yeah,
my
she-
image. I'm
she reaches
thinking, like,
down and-
Meg gone like biker and has done some hard drugs in her life.
Yeah, she reaches down, sets the potion on the table. But for this little number, it'll be, say, right around 400 gold pieces for you.
May I? And I want to get a little sniff.
All right, you sniff at it. Smells like any other healing potion you've had. It's much more potent.
How much? My previous big brain knowledge. How much does this kind of potion usually go for?
In the city, this kind of potion would normally run. What would it be? Make a history check for me.
Oh, okay.
Because this,
Oh, we're getting the fancy rolls here.
you don't get to use history very often. Come on.
No, you don't.
And it's an intelligence check, so it's a -1.
Get that nat 20 and it won't matter.
11.
11. You can't quite recall. You think it's somewhere between 400 to 500 gold pieces normally.
Okay, word.
I'll give you a tree
Unfortunately, I
fitty.
do not have that much money. However, I'm extremely interested in not dying. What's the most I can get from you for 200? And I'm gonna like lean over. I'm gonna give a little cleave squeeze. I'm gonna kind of like play with the earrings to be like, they're gold. What can I get you?
She kind of
Oh, and
Maybe
with
the
the little
hair
face
just-
squeeze, you get a little more tattoo popping out.
All right. Make either a persuasion check based off of you trying to be a little more promiscuous, or an intimidation check for trying to show off the tattoo a little bit. I'll leave that up to you. I'm not sure if you have either one of those checked for proficiency.
Double-edged sword.
They're both bad.
Oh. Oh, okay. They're gonna be the same. I'm not trying to like intimidate her. It's just if you know something, then you might know me.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's more like if you were going for more of that edge of like, yeah, look what I'm a part of, or if it was more of just like a general trying to be a little more extroverted than that.
Okay.
Anyways, roll.
I don't trust that D20 anymore.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a 2.
Two.
Which makes it a 5. God damn it.
Yeah, she just kind of like
Nip falls out.
she just kind of gestures down to the 2 healing potions. Says, well, those right there are 50 gold pieces each. So only 100 gold pieces for those 2.
Done.
There you go. She kind of like pushes them forward a little bit, holds her hand out for the coins.
Give her 100 gold.
She happily accepts. Now, is there
Anything
a
else you could get for such a big spender?
well? I don't know exactly if I call you a big spender or not, but
It's big for me.
if you have any more handsome friends or attractive young things like yourself that have a little bit of extra spending money, I'd be happy to help you out a little more.
You say the word.
Which character is it going to be?
Well,
Has showed her boobs and will again for money.
I don't know who you're traveling with, but if you have any tall, handsome boys, maybe
How
I'll be
you
able
feel
to
about
help you out.
cats?
Well, I love
Like
cats. She kind of like snaps her fingers, and a cat jumps up on the counter. I got one little cat right here.
Word. I'll see if any of my friends from the Sausage Fest, any of my friends would need some goods before we head out. How's that?
Oh, I wouldn't mind that at all. Not at all.
Feels targeted.
Well, you don't see that from me, bitch.
JD, what are you doing?
We'll sell friends for money.
So if you
Lawful neutral. Amoral.
if you find me a pretty young thing, I can have a little bit of a discount for this ditty here, and points to the potion, and maybe that one down there. But those are my most expensive goods here.
I'm gonna make
I'll
this.
say maybe, just maybe, if you bring me someone who's a little bit more charming, helps me
That.
helps me talk a little bit more. Maybe I can give you a little bit of discount for those 2 together. I can sell both of them to you for around 700 gold pieces. Maybe a little less, depending on how they are.
I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna take the other 2 potions. I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go.
Alright.
I'm
Make
gonna
a-
go back.
Make a perception check as you're leaving.
Oh, gross. Oh, natural 20.
You feel like she is just staring daggers into your butt as you're leaving.
My butt? Nice.
Like, she's definitely checking you out as you're leaving.
I'm gonna do a little.
She kind of like waves back a little, gives you a little bit more of a wink, and hear her mumbling to herself a little bit as you walk out the door.
So
As soon as the door closes,
as right before she walks out, I'm gonna walk in.
You're back at the tavern right now. So,
Okay, but I'm gonna.
so you
I'm
would
gonna
have no reason to come here right now. Don't try metagaming this bitch. I'll see when
I'm gonna
peace
cry
comes back.
home,
All right.
I'm gonna open, I'm gonna be like,
I heard
I
that
feel like
there's
we
this
should
great
go grocery
apothecary.
shopping before we go. Me not knowing that you have already been to the Great
Yep.
Post Lady at large, I'm gonna be like, I feel like we should go supply shopping before we head out into a potentially dangerous situation. I think if we compounded our funds, we could prepare ourselves better for this.
There was a particular bottle I wanted.
Yeah, if we're
You fill
traveling
that
by
thing
boat,
with
I can
liquor,
pick
I'll
up some
chip
food.
in. You fill that thing with liquor, I will chip the fuck in.
All of the possibilities that it could be filled with, and it ends up being liquor.
Dude, we can put a health potion in it. Holy fuck.
We put a 50-50 liquor health potion.
$800
Oh,
bottle could have unlimited
Yes.
health potions. Puts in cheap ass liquor.
That's what I'm saying.
Just put
Yes.
Hattie in it.
Best thing about Kingdom Come, every good potion is also alcoholic.
Yep. Anyways, so yeah, Peace, you walk back into the group, patiently awaiting your return back up in the room. Say they're all kind of just like looking out. You see Lilith like close to the bar, kind of keeping an eye out on the surrounding area.
I did say at large, I was like, we should go supply shopping.
I just imagine like are there stools with the table or are they actual chairs?
They're mostly stools. I'll say it's a nice
Okay.
establishment, but it's mostly just stools, and the bar has, bar stools, like just taller.
All right, today I'm trying to meditate on one of the stools, but I'm like constantly like my legs are fumbling off it.
Make a dexterity check.
Oh, that's the thing. I'm proficient. Dang, I'm not.
No, it's just just dexterity, no abilities.
Yeah, I misrolled. Ignore that.
Oh, Deception.
Yeah, I can read.
Hmm.
14.
14. Yeah, you wibble wobble a little bit, but eventually you kind of like find a center and just kind of chill.
Do we know where Sengen is?
Yeah, where
you,
is he?
You haven't seen him since. Peace, make a perception check as you were like coming back. I'll see if you can notice him.
18.
18. Yeah. So as you're making your way back over to the tavern, you would have seen him just like running between different shops, and like you kind of get the sense that he's trying to pawn off his horses and carts before he leaves, and is just trying to like capitalize on the opportunity of potentially not needing them anymore.
This man's on a one-way trip. I was gonna do something if I ran into him, but
I mean, he's around the area, but not
Like
really.
we could
Like,
obviously see him just like doing
Yeah.
his thing.
he's
I'll say
doing
if you walk around the town, chances are you'll be able to notice him running around. But for the most part, he's just kind of like he's unleashed. All of his energy is just like
Good.
Not on us, you
He's
guys.
just
something.
kinda
I'm gonna
going.
get that out. Stuck on a boat with him for more than a day.
Right.
Drown him.
Oh, poor guy.
No, he'll just swim.
He's probably
You
got
think
the
he knows
energy
how to
to.
swim.
Probably got the energy to swim.
Yeah, so Peace comes back and relays that, yeah, we should probably go shopping to the rest of the group. What the rest of y'all doing?
I'm
I
going
like-
out. Food.
I like open
trash
one
cans.
eye and I'm like, what?
And then seeing that like he seems to know what I'm talking about, just go,
I like give a reluctant look. I'm like, fine. And I join peace.
All right.
yeah,
So
team
at this
selling
point-
out our teammates.
All right, at this point, I'm gonna walk down from our room and like put my cloak back on, but it's off long enough for the others to see if they were looking over in that direction. The kind of like the tally marks, the white tally marks that I've got started on my shoulders.
I want to roll
Alright.
to see if I noticed that.
I mean, if he's not hiding it, then
Not
what's your
really.
passive? What's your
Yeah.
passive perception?
Passive perception is 15.
Yeah, you'd notice it.
Excellent.
Yeah, also I'd say if you have above like a 12 passive perception, you would notice that.
I'm just gonna maintain a straight face and be like, huh. Everyone in this group has something weird.
And then there's the old man.
And then there's me.
No one
With
knows
the
you
Minotaur
With a
horn
bow made of a minotaur horn that I killed myself.
Yep, everybody has something
Still,
weird.
Now all of us have now noticed, like in hindsight, and then we're just like,
Doesn't have one of those.
It is what it is.
So what you guys doing?
I guess
I'll be staying at the tavern.
me and Peace are gonna go back to the apothecary.
I'm gonna go out for rations.
All right. So that's not too difficult to find. So you can just kind of walk around the town. If you're looking for rations, let's say just knock off like 2 silver pieces, and you can find some good quality rations at that point.
I'm gonna ask Peace what kind of supplies you have in mind.
I think between us, this lovely joint I went to, they had a more higher end healing potion that I think between us, if we all chipped in to buy, might be a good investment considering where we're going.
Is that so?
I'm level 2. I only got so many healing potions. You want to die, bitch? You want to die, bitch?
Fair enough.
I think we are very much a shoot them first kind of party.
Yeah. Alright,
So who's all making
I
their way
guess
out?
I'm following.
I'm
Guess I'm
going.
following.
All right, so just you 3.
Yep.
Being
Alright.
dragged into the unknown.
So
I
yeah,
used
you
to.
guys.
I'm trying to drag everyone. I'm like, hey,
Everyone.
did you not hear? We're going shopping. Come on.
I need to look out for the man that he brings. I need our ship captain.
Well, I'm sure Rain can stay, right?
Does the group trust Rain enough to keep a lookout? Yes or no?
I mean, I'm going. If I stay here, I'll be meditating the whole time.
Yeah, I trust him to keep his eyes closed.
Yeah. There's one thing I can do. It's keep my eyes closed.
Meditate on waiting for the guy to come back.
Yeah, just wait for the really obnoxiously talking guy to come back. Yeah, you'll notice, I'm sure.
But I thought we didn't like him.
I never said that we did or didn't.
We like money.
I'm just like, I'll stay. Just.
I'm gonna
And
walk
right at
back
that.
in halfway through the conversation.
Okay, so
Bag full of food.
who's all leaving? So,
Following her.
is Rain staying, or is Lilith staying, or are they both staying?
Rain is staying, but I'm going. I fully ignore them, and I'm just still meditating, eyes fully closed.
I'm staying.
All right. So, Peace
With
has
your eyes
lost.
closed, I'm gonna go.
All right, so it's just Peace and Teth is leaving.
I believe so.
Yeah, unless you want to drag me with you. Because I walk back in like halfway through the conversation.
Hey, you're coming with us.
I have no idea what's going on, but I just gotta let myself be dragged.
We're going supply
Go
shopping.
All right.
It's a
So
shopping episode.
The
Shopping
three.
episode gone pimp.
Yeah. So the 3 of you leave. Upon them leaving, Lilith, make a perception check for me. Since Rain is more or less incapacitated.
Yep. When in doubt, my character just doesn't notice anything.
19.
19. So as they leave, you wait maybe another 10, 15 minutes or so, and that same dwarf comes walking in, and behind him is this like towering 7.5 foot tall dragonborn with black scales. A lot of it has just like permanently sun bleached, this off-white gray color. There are a few of them that are kind of chipped and scarred, but when you think of someone who would be reliable in this sort of profession, he kind of embodies that as he walks in. He kind of has that domineering presence as he walks through. But looking at him, you can tell he is well past his years. Honestly, with your passive perception, just that perception check, he is running on maybe probably around 100 years old at this point. Like he's been around for a while. Also, like between 90 to 100 years old, just from his face look.
Damn. Okay.
And on walking in, he kind of like gives a quick cursory glance. The dwarf does, and finds you and just goes like, and starts making his way towards you with this towering dragonborn behind him. Like, glad I found you this quickly. Well, this is the guy. You can just call him Raj.
Raj?
Raj.
Raj. Okay.
He's like I said, he's a bit old, but he knows what he's doing. He's, despite all looks, still capable, just not necessarily in a fight, like I said. And as you get a closer look at him, he is very well muscled, especially for his age. He is in almost peak physical condition, or as close as you can be to that when he's that old.
Jim
He
Grandpa.
looks down and he's like, "It's a pleasure meeting you. My name's Raj." Yeah, well,
Nice to meet you too.
what exactly is this job you're looking for me to do for you?
Well, we have been hired by a man who's moving some supplies down to Millgrove from here, and we were hoping to take some sort of watercraft there. There is him, Sengen, and there are 5 of us as protection, and you, I would hope, are our ship captain.
Well, if what this man is saying is correct, you got some kind of payment for me, correct?
Of course. What are you looking for?
Not much. I've been living large for as long as I've been retired for. So, if you're helping out and you're truly willing to help the people down south, I just need a little something. So not much at all. Maybe 75 gold pieces.
That can easily be done. Yes. Do you own a ship
I
that
do.
we take? Okay.
I always have a raft in reserve here. It's not much, but she floats and she'll get you down there.
Okay. So, DM question
So,
with geographically.
Yeah.
Would this barge be big enough to fit all the supplies on, or would we need more?
yeah, generally speaking, like was mentioned before, larger ships don't really traverse this area.
Okay.
Most of the business that's done here is on either a large barge or just people traveling on smaller rafts to and from places.
Okay.
So the presence of like large shipping vessels is kind of non-existent here.
Okay.
I think if we have learned anything from the Suez Canal, is that something too big can go into something too small.
Exactly. Kind of
Okay.
looks down at you and says, well, when are we thinking about departing here?
Well, I will track down Sengen and the rest of my comrades, and we'll get him in line for the papers, and then we'll head out.
Well, that being the case, I'll head out. I'll meet you at the docks here, and I'll get everything prepared for you. Just look for me. My raft ain't much, but the barge will get you down there without too much issue. Just, I hope you people are what you say you are when it comes to protection. If you truly are able to protect, because when he kind of like looks down, his body ain't meant for fighting no more.
Of course, I myself do specialize in keeping people alive. So,
Duly noted. And he kind of looks towards the dwarfs like, well, your usefulness is kind of done. And kind of like palms his face and like pushes the dwarf away a little bit. Kind of looks down at you, gets like a little bit closer between the two of us. Are you expecting trouble on the way?
Yes.
What kind of goods are you carrying? Anything that would be more high profile, something a little more expensive, something we should be worried about here?
Well, to be honest, we'll have to ask Sungin that question. Should be out and about, we can go grab it.
Medicine and like some various supplies, but I know at some point he said medicine.
Medicine, okay. So
That
some
looks-
kind of medicine.
Well, if that's the case, I'll put my faith in you all for protection on this end. Just try not to get me killed on my last job here. Coming out of retirement for this, you know.
Would keep you safe.
Like reaches down, kind of like rustles your hair a little bit. He goes, oh, and kind of like turns away and starts walking. And you hear him mumble under his breath, just oh, to be young again. And starts making his way.
He
And the rest of
he
you.
was younger.
God, he's not the sexual one here. Come on. But the rest of you, speaking of sexual,
Meanwhile,
Here we go.
yeah. So Peace, Taryn, and Tethys.
Outside
Peace.
the door, I'm gonna be like, gird
Yeah.
your loins and your gag reflex.
Look up and down and be like, what the hell are we walking into?
yeah, she has like some water.
I have
and
no
one of the
idea.
things-
No one's told me anything.
Yeah,
you're
we're
waiting
both
outside
walking
here.
in blind.
Yeah,
No,
you wait
only one of
outside
you
and,
is.
And again, the door opens, and you just hear this very slight now come again, as the person walks, and it has essentially the same reaction that Peace did on leaving. He just kind of has that little like moment, and keeps making his way out.
I'm just gonna like body unmoving, just and then like what did I just get myself into? Kind of look.
Can I use Pepto-Bismol as a cantrip?
Use Pepto-Bismol as a cantrip. All right.
Yes, that's what you're telling me.
All right. So you guys making your way in?
Yes.
It's gonna be like, yeah, on your best behavior, and remember, all for the money. And I'm gonna push him in ahead of me.
Ahead of you? Okay.
You can
So
try
as
to
the
push
door-
me in.
As the door opens, you just hear some,
Just
oh,
be,
well,
be like, please go this way, protect me.
So you hear this soothing, gentle, creepy ass person just, now welcome there. Oh, you're a tall one. He kind of like listlessly looks back at you. And then kind of like her eyes flit to Peace, who's walking in. Just kind of like raises, just like. She looks over at Tethys in particular. It's like, now what can I do for you?
I'm just going completely pale at this point,
She's
looking
a
up at her
crush
and
on
like
the
trying
cat.
to meld behind the cat.
Hmm.
I'm gonna like try and like play with the cat on the outside. Just be like,
The cat comes up, it's like, and just like starts running towards you and starts like going between your legs, and it's loving the attention that's not this creepy lady.
I'm trying to like pay attention to the cat because you know if you pay attention to a pet, the owner is like, oh. So I'm
Yeah,
just like,
she-
oh my goodness, you're such a pretty kitty. Is that mange? We're not worrying about it.
She just kind of gives that like little like, but his eyes are still just like fixed on Tethys as he walks closer.
What part of death is?
Everywhere, like eyes, like not even trying to hide it. Like her head is slightly tilting up and down, kind of thing.
Well, I was told to that we were here. Yes.
Hey, kitty.
Do you actually do that? Like that?
Yes.
I'm gonna like. Yes.
Hey, kitty, you're so cute.
Oh. I have been convinced to come here to buy supplies. What
Oh,
what all do you have?
now as far as supplies go, I got a couple left over for people that known to that little lady might be liking. She reaches under and places the larger healing potion on the desk, and then motions down at the other vial that's in the box. These two little things here while she's looking at. This one's just a little bit better of a healing potion than what your friend there bought from me earlier today. That little potion and little vial down there, that there will fill up with whatever you put in it every single day. And just kind of gets like,
You say that like she wants to put bodily fluids in it.
and just kind of gets like, again, lost in the hulking Leonin figure that is standing in front of her.
Yeah, this is really weird because I always keep my vest unbuttoned too, so it's just chest muscles.
Yeah,
Just in her face.
She's living it up right now. Like, again, like, she's not trying to hide the fact that her eyes are just going, like, up and down your entire body, looking at every square inch of you.
Pepto-Bismol.
I'm just gonna kind of like keep just trying to ignore the fact that she's doing that. How much for the vial here on the counter?
Well, if you just want just that little thing for someone like you, and she kind of, like, sinks down a little bit, you see her posture kind of turns into more like a slouch over the counter. Oh, for you, say 350 gold pieces. Unless you can do a little something for me.
Like, I'm gonna like really like narrow my eyes.
Well,
very
that's not
skeptically.
something to say in the company of that pretty young thing down there. You're motioning over a piece.
I look up and go, sex.
She just like raises an eyebrow knowingly at you.
She's like, oh, she's so innocent.
I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
Oh, you say that now.
So
Just you
busy
wait.
Today. We're gonna have to head out real soon, but we'll be right back. We know who to talk to.
Oh, I don't know if I wanna. How much would it take to keep you to stay? Like looking at Tethys.
A lot
Just gonna
more than what you're probably willing to part with.
Well then, just to keep you in my company a little bit longer, how about I sell you this little thing for 300 gold pieces, just to keep you here a little bit longer.
I'm gonna like. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to like tap on the side of Tethys. I'm gonna take my purse, scoop out a handful of it, and just give him the rest of it. And get me out of here.
All
So
right.
I hand you, let's say, 150 gold pieces.
All right. I will also fork over 150,
All right.
and then I will take that big potion.
Are you just all right? So you like reach over to hand her the coins. She just kind of grabs the coins, grabs your hand a little bit, and just like starts like slowly caressing the back of your hand. It's like, oh, to be young again.
So
Like lets your hand
so
float back.
wait,
and
she's got her
unlocks
hands
the
like
case.
this on my hand, right?
Yeah, I'll say she like the coin as you're like handing the coin over. She like puts her hand under yours and like puts her hand on top as you're handing the coins over.
I'm gonna
And
like
it's just kind of like caressing the top of your hand.
I'm gonna like extend one of my claws and kind of like poke her wrist a little bit with one, to try to get her
You
to
see,
let go or like back up a
she
little.
grips a little bit harder around your hand, and you see her eyes kind of get that fire in them.
All right. All right. Retracting and nope.
you leave the coins in her hand, and she quickly pockets them and unlocks the box and just kind of like opens it slowly for you. It's like, it's all yours.
He literally said, "Is
Taking
that
it
a
and
threat or a
leaving.
promise?"
All right, so you take it, and as you like quickly leave, again, she is just like. At this point, it's both Tethys and Peace that she's just like looking up and down as you guys leave. But
As soon as it's in his hand, I'm like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's go."
Got
Alright,
what we came for.
yep.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you guys got that. If you just look into the inventory, I think it's called a file of refilling, just something simple.
I thought we were doing the other potion.
Were you going for the potion or the file?
I was going for the file.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was too
I mean,
busy gagging.
I figured that would be a lot
We're all
more
in the same
valuable
cave.
than, at least in the long run, than the bigger health potion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. You can add that to the
So-
inventory. If anything's unclear about the way it's written, let me know and I'll retype it.
Vial of refilling, you said?
I couldn't think of a synonym for it, so
Also,
Got
I
it.
kind of wanted my character to get it, and I would have just filled it with water.
God. It's a never-ending supply of water. Whoa!
On a river.
On a river.
But here's the thing: is that would actually come very in handy for my character. So
Yeah, but it is just like a one-use file. So whatever you
Oh.
fill with this file, You drink
Here's
it.
what
put it down, and then the next day it'll fill back up for one more use for whatever you had in it that first time.
okay.
So whatever liquid is in it.
Here's what we'll do. I'll shoot you in the knee. Drink the healing potion. We fill the bottle that had the healing potion with water for you, and then we have the refillable for actual purposes.
I mean, I can bite his leg off too.
Everyone's turning on
Jesus
Ray.
Christ.
Do you remember in Monty Python the Holy Grail where they get stuck in the mountains or something and they're like, they ate the piper, there was much rejoicing. That's
Yeah.
literally us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
If he was a bard, that'd be even more true.
King.
So, on the way back to the tavern,
Yep.
I will look at Peace and be like, "Don't you ever bring me back there again."
Pepto-Bismol.
And and we'll get about like 3-4 minutes away, and then I'll look at her and say, "What was that drink that you had the other day, or last night, actually?"
Yeah, I think it was called something Mao.
And then we get back to the tavern. I'm going up to the barkeeper. Being like, "Look, I want to forget what just happened. Can I get one of those fireballs at 11 in the morning?"
He goes,
2, make it 3.
kind of like looks at the both of you, notices the like new healing potion and file, says, "Visited the apothecary, didn't you?"
Okay, I just go, "Yup."
First round's on the house, and just quickly like pours it and slides it across the bar.
I'm gonna ask for 2 pints.
And again, just kind of looks you over. First round's on the house and slides the first one over, but for the second one, for whoever's having a second, just be a silver piece each.
To imagine that I have a little fuchsia pink stone that like somehow gets rid of nausea.
We can add a magic item for that later. Don't worry. Just for
Bismol
you.
stone.
This
Yeah,
man
the
knows.
Bismol stone. Pepto stone. But yeah, so you guys make your way back to the tavern, have your drinks. Rain is still attempting to meditate on the bar stool, and Lilith, looking a little bit more accomplished for the transaction that occurred, is awaiting your arrival.
So, just because it sounded funny to me in my head, how I'm drinking my 2 pints, I'm like both at the same time, just like a head back, just.
You've got like one corner got one mug, the other corner you're just kind of just
Yep.
like
Exactly.
down in them.
Exactly that.
It's a bit messy.
It is very
I'll
messy.
say you
I am
do
not
spill a
trying to not be
considerable
messy.
amount on yourself, but it gets the job done.
Yeah,
You slowly
perfect.
start feeling the buzz and start forgetting a little bit of what just transpired.
Constitution saving throw. All right, 2. Perfect. That is
21.
exactly what I was hoping for.
It makes the nausea worse.
Well, I got a 4 technically, but yeah.
You slowly start remembering what happened. Alright, so you guys doing anything else before you head out again? Or
smacking
trying
my
to
head against the
find-
wall.
Trying to find Senget, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys make your way out to the street. I need probably the clerics again, just perception checks.
Best decision ever to be proficient in perception.
Oh yeah.
14.
Wow, 12 and a 14. Jesus Christ. But yeah,
Like
he's not hard. He's not hard to find. Like you kind of just give it. It takes longer than you would have thought for someone as neurotic and like psychotic as he is. But you see eventually this little guy just like bouncing between people in a large crowd, trying to make his way closer to the inn until eventually he's like standing right in front of you, kind of like bumps into you and it's kind of, oh, I was just looking for all of you. Hi. So I have everything. I have the manifest. I have everything that we need to do. When would you want to leave?
No.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now.
All right.
Everything?
Okay. I have everything except we don't have transportation, so I'll have to try to find a way.
That for you. So, good to head out.
Oh, okay. You really are reliable. You're reliable folk. I like you. And then hurriedly starts making his way towards the docks.
I like to think that the three traumatized people are all like a little half drunk, leaning on each other, looking for
Yeah,
More than
guys are-
half.
So you guys are feeling a bit of a buzz as you're like stumbling through the streets pre-noon.
I just keep muttering things about sacrifice, and I'm sorry.
It was worth it in the end, I promise.
I'm literally pouring a second drink, so hopefully I don't remember that at work tomorrow.
Oh, you'll remember. Don't you worry.
I'm sure it's gonna be the first thing I think of when I wake up.
Oh, I hope not. Have a dream about it
Dear God,
Nightmare.
no.
A nightmare.
with my face and everything, just to make it better.
Oh dear God.
I couldn't look for more than like
Alright.
3 seconds.
Our campaign is literally.
Justin, you've known
from
me for
Last
so
Airbender.
long, and you can't look at
I
me.
know.
Jeez.
And you switched that on, and I was like, I wish I didn't know this guy.
But yeah, so you guys pretty easily make your way to the docks after you made it there the first time, and there waiting for you is this tall, burly dragonborn who kind of dwarfs Tethys as you guys walk closer. But you walk in mid-conversation of this dragonborn and little Sengen just looking at, oh, you're a big one. I just need to take my goods and put them over. So we need to transport. So you're the transport, right? He kind of looks down, slowly looks over at the rest of the group. It's like, so this little guy is the one we're moving, right? All his goods. And if we happen to throw him overboard, or if he gets lost along the way, with that
Just make sure you take his purse first.
duly noted.
I think he'll have enough energy to find us a couple hours later.
Well, I'm sure he sleeps real well at night. And you guys start like loading the barge full of 2 barrels full of just goods. So as you guys kind of look at them, the crates are like partially opened in a couple of spots because there's so much in them that they weren't able to properly seal it. But it is chock full of what you would see at a glance is just bandages, supplies, poultices, different salves. It is pretty easy to tell that at least the exterior of these crates are some form of medical supplies. But as you guys kind of start loading everything up, Raj kind of walks closer to Lilith, leans in. So you said there might be some trouble along the way, right?
Yes.
He kind of like rummages through a little bit, finds a large piece of canvas, and just throws it over all the crates and barrels, and just takes a little bit of time to like tuck it, help kind of conceal everything that's being loaded up. I think that might buy us a little bit of time without being harassed.
Definitely. Do you have any armor yourself? Or I guess, is he wearing any?
He's wearing the same thing he wore before, which is mostly just this, more of like a harness, if anything. Just this more like, I guess it'd be more of a vest actually, just a vest going down that's open in the center, so sleeveless and just very bare bones minimum clothing. But he's a dragonborn. He kind of he has that presence about him, that kind of like, no one would dare mess with me. Like, I'm 7 feet tall, like rigged with muscle. Like, if they picked a fight with me surrounded by these 5, they're in for something.
I'll just trust him to that then.
You guys finish loading up all the goods and looks at you. He's like, well, I can help steer us and I can help get us down there. I might need a little more muscle to help us go if you want to make a faster trip. If one of you wouldn't mind paddling a little bit for me.
I got it.
But I'll make sure everything goes smoothly for everyone else. Just if you want a faster pace, might be better if we had one or two people helping. And he kind of motions over to a couple of oars on the sides. I say oars, but they're more like the Venetian, the long poles that you just kind of like push your way across the river.
I'm gonna walk over and grab one.
All right, you grab
Get
one,
ready.
and I assume the rest of you guys are loading up at this point.
Sure.
Yep.
All right, so you guys pile.
Just keep an eye out.
All right, so you guys pile up onto this barge, and you guys start pushing off. And as the city slowly starts going out of view, you notice the sheer scope of this city in the daylight is kind of baffling. What initially started out on the inside is more of what seemed like a smaller settlement for a marketplace. As you leave, you notice there are palisades and high wooden walls about 7 or 8 feet tall that are spiked at the top. They kind of have this fortified look to it. And the city itself, as I said before, is split between either bank. And there is a large, almost like a dam or a gate that's lifted or can be lifted and lowered in the center of this river to help kind of prevent anyone that isn't supposed to be coming in from coming in. So it's a fairly well fortified city here. But as you are making your way down the river, after some interesting experiences and some better experiences from others,
We'll
we're
never
gonna call it a
forget
night.
this town.
Yeah, we'll call it a night there. Pick up from there next time.
All right.
Yeah. Good job, everybody, enduring my cringiness. That's
It
just the
literally
beginning.
wasn't even you anymore. I was just like, I don't want to look at this old hag. I was just like, she's making that face at me. It wasn't even, oh, that was a really good job. It was, why is she making that face at me?
Welcome to being a DM, bitch. There's a switch you gotta flip where it gets cringy and you just gotta own it.
Yep.
But yeah, good job, everybody.
Excellent, but disgusting.
I thank you.
I'm still laughing over my interaction, which is just like, nope, bye.
I'm out.
Dip.
Hey, JD.
What's up?
EM question.
What's up?
Do you still have that note saved that I have?
Yeah,
Could
I
you
can send it over to
could
you.
could you send that to me, please?
Yeah, I'll send it to you here in a bit.
Because I'm thinking I'm gonna have to reread that over, but I would
Yeah, no
like
problem.
to check that out once more.
Yeah, I'll send it to you once we're all finished up here and all that jazz.
Sounds good.
All right, and then one thing I want to run by all of you real quick. Sarah potentially has another person that might want to join.
Okay.
Would you guys be down for adding a 6th?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
I could put
Six
that
would
in,
be the maximum for the amount of people in this campaign. I don't
Yeah.
want to run a full campaign with more than that.
Okay.
So
Especially battles will get excruciating.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main thing. Is it's like 5 is a good number, 6 is a good number, 7 gets to the point where it's like, holy shit, we haven't finished one round of combat yet,
And it's
and
been
it's
an
been
hour.
an
and a
hour.
half.
Yeah, as long
So-
as we work into the RP and we understand that our sessions that are combat based are not gonna have
Yeah.
a whole lot in them because we're all taking our turns, then
Yeah.
it's
I
fine.
mean, I'll try to expedite combat as much as I can.
Yeah.
Just kind of to get that rolling. I'll try to kind of work some things in. I'll try to make sure I give you guys a notice when you're up next, just that way you can rethink or pre-think what you're going to be doing beforehand and kind of get that going.
I think
But we haven't had
that's probably one of the best ways to do that.
Haven't had to deal with combat yet, since you guys are essentially trying to pacifist run this, it seems.
Yep. My character is not even a pacifist. I'm just like, if I don't have to battle anything, I won't.
Yeah.
I have definitely murdered people before.
I still don't know why you didn't have us roll
Oh.
initiative on the grapple.
Why you didn't?
Yeah, I thought for sure you were gonna have us roll for initiative when he tried and failed the grapple when the tree went down.
Because of the fact that they weren't necessarily looking for a fight.
Okay.
They were looking more for a hostage in that situation to try to barter for her back, so that they would get more money.
Got it.
So it wasn't
Okay.
necessarily them being aggressive to like, I want to start a fight and kill these people. They'd rather keep their hands clean and blood free and still get their money than have to kill people, cover up the fact that there are now dead people in the street, especially if someone's going to be passing by soon. So it was more of that. There wasn't necessarily a reason for them to kill you, especially seeing as Lilith kind of intimidated the fuck out of him initially and then a little bit after. They already weren't. And then with what was going on with Peace, they kind of didn't want to fight to begin with.
Yeah.
So then leading into that, it was kind of more of that like, yeah, maybe we should just try to take a hostage and not try to fucking fight these people who just scared our ambushee out of a tree and then evaded my grapple and has a hand axe out for me already. So it's more of just that combination of things. Plus,
Makes
as a DM, I like combat. It's fun. But in my opinion, the main point of D&D is the role-playing aspect of things.
Right.
So if you can find a way to get out of a situation without combat by role-playing, I'm all for it.
I think also depending on, I don't know how much D&D you guys have played, but like especially sometimes me still, if you roll initiative, then it's like, okay, how am I gonna murder this guy? And it's not like, how can we keep doing this?
Yeah.
But 6 seconds at a time. I'm
Initiative.
just like,
I say initiative has that thing where it's like, oh, we're in combat now. It's like
Yeah.
we're ready to fight instead of like, oh, we need a turn order. It turns into more of a, yeah, we're ready to kill people now.
Yeah.
But
In
yeah,
that case, it's a good thing that you do milestone EXP. 'Cause
yeah,
I was not
'cause
expecting to still be level 2 at the end of session 3.
Yeah.
I'll say you guys will more like than not be leveling up soon, depending on how everything goes going south and then from there. But
Yeah.
I want you guys to at least have
we
one or two
suck up to
combats.
no grove, yeah.
Yeah, but I want you guys to have at least 1 or 2 combats before you grow a level. I want you to experience the BS that is level 2.
Yeah.
I already spared.
Oh,
I
I'm just
spared
glad
you
it's not the
guys
BS
level
that's
1.
level 1.
Yeah, as I spared you guys level 1, I'll torture you guys with level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you all get to sleep and all that jazz. Sarah, feel free to contact that dude Reno. By the way, it is still going to stay a sausage fest, by the way, so be glad. And we'll see what he decides to be. See if we can balance this clusterfuck of a group out a little bit.
He's gonna be arrangement,
I'll
right?
just be like, hey,
Oh
you
my
can't
God.
stay there.
No.
Honestly,
I
he needs to be
refuse
arranged.
Wait, that would be perfect. That would
We're
be
just
Two
gonna have
perfect.
clerics,
archery
2
competitions
monks, 2
the
rangers.
entire time.
Dude, I'm
Oh,
hoping
yes.
for. I don't even know what I would want at this point. Because like you
Please.
guys, you need a front line, but you already have 2 front lines, and you'd want a heavy caster, but you already kind of have 1 heavy caster for the most part, kind of. Because like, well, it depends on what Sarah decides to do, if she's going full support or if she's going to go dipping into more combat-based things.
There's too much murder in my blood
So-
to go full support.
All right, so we'll have 2 heavy casters. So it's like, do we want a wizard or a sorcerer at that point, or do we just want to go like fighter, paladin, up close and personal? If you choose as monk, I'm just gonna fucking quit and call the campaign there.
Well,
Like,
at that
we'll just
point,
be
I would be willing to
punching.
sacrifice my character, really.
Well, it's like 1 monk is already enough for a group. Like,
Yeah.
unless I make everything immune to stun, like
Yeah.
shit gets
Yeah.
clusterfucky when there's 2 monks both using stunning strike and you have 3 enemies against you. It's like, well, 2 of them are out of commission now.
It's
My
like
what,
the day we start the session, it's like, brain evaporated.
A wild
Okay.
third monk appears. He uses Stunning Strike.
That's a
All
stunning
right,
strike.
all 3 of them
Flurry of
are now
blows. All right,
incapacitated.
that's... And then
one of my
especially...
close friends.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of my close friends who really got me into playing D&D was playing a campaign where they didn't tell the DM ahead of time what they were playing. The DM wanted to be surprised at session 0. So what they did is they all agreed together ahead of time what they were gonna play, and they went up to the DM and they were like, okay, so my character is a monk with an orange headband. He's a human, just generic guy. Then the next person was like, okay, my character is a monk with a purple headband, just
I
a
see where this
generic
is going.
guy.
I refuse.
And yes, they played
refuse.
they played 4 monks, the 4 Ninja Turtles for the entire campaign,
Jesus Christ.
No.
and it was incredible. Like they had a blast.
Dude, I would have to tailor the
Oh.
entire fucking campaign around that, though. Like, that's not something I would
Like-
willingly be like, yeah, surprise me. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I would want to know that beforehand so I can be like, okay, I know where this is going.
The DM
Halfway through the campaign, my father figure, Master Splinter.
Yes, halfway through the campaign, or like probably closer to the end of the campaign, the DM he added a character that he wasn't originally intending. That was a 6-foot rat.
Jesus Christ.
It was amazing. Like I was getting weekly updates as they were playing this campaign. It was so good.
My God.
All right, I'm gonna bounce.
All right.
Alright,
Alrighty.
Yeah, so
later.
Bye.
See you guys.
Where is it?
See you later, bro.
Bye.
Oh, misty eye of the mountain below. Keep careful watch of my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over during sun. If this is to end in fire, then we shall all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out, Father, oh, stand by and we will watch the flames burn open on the mountainside. High. And if we should die tonight, we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time, calling out, Father, oh, prepare as we will watch the flames burn open on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. Now I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire burning the trees, and I see fire hollow in soul. I see fire, blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the D&D stream today. Really do appreciate it. Make sure that you drop a follow if you'd like to stay up to date on what else going on. I am uploading these onto YouTube, so if you end up missing one of the sessions, make sure that you go check that out, because I've noticed that the VODs are not staying on my Twitch for very, very long. The first episode, unfortunately, I was not able to upload fast enough, but I do have a summary on that on the YouTube that is linked on my About page, so make sure you go check that out. And I will see you guys next week in the next episode, where we finally get our job underway.
Inside the mountain, I see fire burning the trees, and I see fire hollow in soul. I see fire, blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me. And if is behind, the world ahead. There are many paths to tread, through shadow to the edge of night, until the stars are all light. Mist and shadow, cloud and shade, all shall fade.